Hey, how's it going everyone? MLT Magic Tricks here. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a performance and a tutorial for two really great no setup card tricks that I definitely think should be in your routine. But before we get into it, if you are new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more card trick videos like this. Now let's get right into the first trick. Alright, so I would start this one off with my spectator giving the deck a shuffle. Once they are done, I would explain to them that for this trick, we are going to be using a four of a kind. So we'll just go ahead and take out the four aces from the deck to use for this trick. So just only go ahead and take out the fourth and final ace right here. So we have the four cards that we're going to use, and I would begin just by introducing my spectator to the four aces so they are familiar with the cards that we're going to be using for this trick. So we have the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, and the ace of hearts right here. So we're just going to go ahead and turn the aces over, and I'm going to deal them face down on the table. We will get back to the aces in just a second, but for now, I would actually just have my spectator call stop anywhere as I riffle down the side of the deck. Let's say they call stop right here. I would tell them we're going to lift up from where they called stop, cut to the cards, and deal out the first four cards from where they called stop, and we're going to place the card box over these cards, and we'll get back to those in a little bit, but for now, we are going to be dealing with the aces. So I'm going to take the first ace, I'm going to place it on the bottom of the deck. All I have to do is riffle the cards, and you will see that ace actually changes into a random card. Now, let's take our second ace. It's going to go right there on the bottom. If I riffle the deck like that, you will notice that ace changes into the nine of diamonds. Let's try it for the third ace here. I'm going to place it right here on the bottom. Give the cards a riffle, and you will notice it changes into a random card. Now for the final ace, we're going to try something a little bit different so you can actually see it visually change into a random card. So all I have to do is flick down on that fourth ace, and you will notice it changes into the two of hearts. So the four aces have disappeared and turned into four random cards. And the question is now, where are the four aces from the deck? Now we're going to go to the four cards that my spectator called stop at earlier in the trick. We're going to take them out, spread them on the table, and you will see these four cards are somehow the four aces. So guys, that is the trick. It's a really powerful one. If you want to learn how to perform it, make sure you watch the tutorial. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that performance. This is a really cool card trick that's quite easy to perform, so grab your deck of cards and let's get right into the tutorial. All you need for this trick is a normal deck. You can start off with your spectator, giving them a shuffle. Once they are done, you're going to ask for the deck back and tell your spectator that for this trick, you are going to be using a four of a kind. So I recommend just taking out four face cards, or you can even take out the four aces from the deck. It's up to you. You can also ask your spectator which four of a kind they want to use for the trick. Once you have located the four cards, you're going to take them out from the deck, and now you're going to bring them to the bottom of the pack here, but you're going to need to get a pinky break below the four cards and an additional four cards as well. So this is how you're going to want to do that. You can, show your spectator these cards. You can push over four cards from the bottom like this pretty casually, and then when you place the four of a kind directly on top, you're able to get a pinky break below 8 cards now, the four of a kind and the four random cards. That's one way to do it, or you can simply place the four of a kind right there on the bottom. Tell your spectator, as you can see here, we have the four cards, then you casually push over another four, square them up quickly, and you've just got your break. You're going to lift up the 8 cards like this, turn the deck over and bring them right to the top. You're maintaining your pinky break. You're going to tell your spectator, okay, we have the king of hearts, the king of diamonds, the king of spades, and the king of clubs. You're just listing off the four of a kind. When you get to the last one, make sure you keep it there on the deck because you have your break now below these 5 cards. You're going to keep everything square. You tell them, okay, I'm just going to turn these cards over here. Now you're going to square all of them up and turn over the 8 cards. You're going to turn over all the cards that you have the break below. You're going to tell them, okay, we're going to turn over those 4 cards there, and we're just going to deal them out face down onto the table. Your spectator thinks you just dealt out the 4 kings onto the table here, but in reality, the 4 kings stay directly on top of the deck, and you've just dealt out 4 random cards onto the table here. So that is the switch. It's pretty simple to do. Just practice it a little bit. Make sure your spectator does not catch you turning over more cards than you actually told them you were going to. So make sure you practice turning over the 8 cards as 4. Once you get that down, you'll be good to go. You tell your spectator, all right, we're going to get back to these cards in just a sec. While you're talking to them, you're going to cut half of the deck into your other hand here, maintain a break directly on top of the remaining cards. You're going to tell your spectator, all right, go ahead and call stop anywhere. Wherever they call stop, you're lifting up from the break, and you're going to bring these cards right to the top and tell them, okay, we're just going to deal out the 4 cards from where you called stop. You're just dealing your 4 of a kind right there onto the table. Your spectator obviously doesn't know that. Keep those cards face down. You're going to tell them, okay, we're going to place a card box over these cards and get back to them a little bit later. At this point, you're going to explain to your spectator, you're just going to place the first king right there on the bottom. You can riffle the deck, and then you're going to turn it over and show them that it changed into a random card. You're going to follow the same process with the other 3 here. You can just, reveal that they're instantly changing into random cards. Make sure you are kind of being consistent with giving the deck a little riffle and then showing them that it changes there on the bottom. For the last one, you can change it up and do what I did in the performance. I placed the card in horizontally in the deck. I gave it a little flick like that downwards, and it instantly, turns over and reveals itself. That's a cool way to do it for the last card. That's optional though. You don't have to do it. So after you've shown your spectator that the 4 kings have changed into random cards, you bring their attention back to the 4 cards that are under the box. You show them, okay, check it out. These are the cards you called stop at earlier, and you may think it's impossible. They are the 4 kings just like this. So guys, that is the effect. It's quite easy. It's really powerful, and we'll get some great reactions. And now guys, let's get into the second trick. All right, so I would start off this trick with my spectator giving the deck a shuffle. Once they are done, I would explain to them that for this trick, my spectator is going to need a card. So we'll just turn this one over here. In this case, we have the 7 of clubs as the spectator selection. Now, I would explain to them that we are going to be taking their card, the 7 of clubs, and we're just going to out jog it into the middle of the deck, push it in, and get that 7 completely lost somewhere into the middle of the pack. We'll even give the cards a quick riffle shuffle to lose their selection into the deck. At this point, I would tell my spectator I'm going to take a guess as to where their card is in the deck. So I'm going to drill off cards here, and I think their card might be right here, actually. So let's see if I was correct. And, oh no, the 10 of clubs. That's not our spectator's card, the 7 of clubs. So we're going to now take this 10. All I have to do is take the 10 of clubs, give it a little shake like this, and you will see it magically changes into the 7 of clubs, the spectator selection. So that is the trick. I hope you guys liked it. Let's learn how to do it. All right, so you can start off this trick with your spectator giving the deck a shuffle. Once they are done, you're going to need to get a thumb break below the bottommost card. So you can pull down on the card with your pinky first, then transfer it over to a thumb break like this in your other hand. You're going to tell your spectator that they are going to be having a selection for this trick. You're simply going to swing cut half the deck into your other hand and turn over the top card here. You're going to tell them, okay, your card will be the 3 of clubs. When you turn over the card again, you're going to push up on the card with this other packet. And then when it is square, you're going to drop that random card. You have the thumb break below directly on top, just like that. But you're going to be turning your wrist over at the same time so you do not flash what you're doing. Once it's square, you drop, turn your wrist over and tell them, okay, we have your selection here, the 3 of clubs. You're pushing it in and telling them, okay, we're going to place the 3 of clubs right here. But in reality, you are placing a random card directly on top of this packet. Then you're going to take the bottom portion of cards, bring them directly on top of that random card. Your spectator thinks this is their selection, but in reality, their card is directly on top of the deck. You tell them, okay, we're just going to push in your card, and then you can go ahead and give the deck a riffle shuffle, maintaining their real selection on top. You can end off the trick just by telling your spectator, all I have to do is snap my fingers and you'll see your card jumps to the top, and then you can get into an ambitious card routine after that. That's one way you can do it. You can kind of do a little cooler ending if you do what I did in the performance. You tell your spectator you're going to take a guess as to where their card is. You just slide out a random card. You tell them, this is obviously not your card here. I guessed wrong, but we're going to try something with this 7 of clubs. When you say that, you push over, pull back, get a pinky break below their card, which is on top. Then you've got these cards back to back, and then you can do a color change here. You can do this shake change. As you're moving your hand over, you're going to use your index to turn the card over like that. But when you shake your hand really quick, it basically seems like the card visually changes out of thin air, which is pretty cool. You can also do like this shape shifter move. I believe it's, it's David Blaine's move here, where you pinch the corners and then the card turns over just like that. So that's how you can do the ending if you want. It's up to you, but that is the main premise for this trick. It's really cool, it's really quick, and will definitely fool all your spectators. So guys, that is going to do it for this video. I definitely recommend you give both of these card tricks a try. They will fool all your spectators. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Peace out.